everyone, it's Melissa from Scrap That. Very excited to be back doing another volume event. We're super excited for this summer event because it means warm weather is coming and it's summertime. So before we get started on our project, I just wanted to do my usual housekeeping and go over our, our sale for today. So it is buy 3 kits, get 1 free, and this is good on all of our page and card kits that are online. You can shop at www.scrap-that.myshopify.com and use the code SPLASH2022 at checkout to get your kit free. So it's buy 3, get 1 free. So put 4 in your cart or 8 in your cart, whatever you want, in quantities of 4, and that means you'll just pay for 3 and get 1 free. So again, it's at scrap-that.myshopify.com. So let's get started. I'm super excited for this project. I'm going to show you the one that is my sample, and then we're going to kind of go through this one and make it together. So I know we have a little bit more time today, but I did pre-cut everything just to kind of get it moving along. So this is our envelope book. And this book is created using the Simple Stories. Let me grab one of these. Simple Stories collection kit for Sunkissed. And in here you have all of these great sheets of 12 by 12 double-sided paper cardstock, as well as a 12 by 12 sticker sheet. So I'm going to do this one exactly like I did the sample one, but you can choose any of the papers, any of the sentiments, any of the stickers. So this is more of just a guideline on how to do a book than follow it exactly the same, because you're going to want to make it your own. There's so many different pages and papers to choose from and stickers. So just use mine kind of as a template. So again, this is created using, I used for this project just the craft size envelopes, or the smaller envelopes, which are just the A2s, but I have done them, and you can look on our website and on our Facebook page and see the books that I've done with regular mailing envelopes. You can do it with any kind of envelope and just tailor it to the size. And bear with me, I'm just a little under the weather. So to start with, this is a 5-page book, or 5 envelopes. And what we did is make flaps and pockets and all kinds of fun things. So here we have a little pocket. This is using the flap of your envelope, the flap that will show you how to do that. Pocket for some tags, and then another flip. And then our next page is a fold out using some of the elements that are in your kit. And then we also have a little pocket here. You can have this going either way. You could put more than 1 sheet in here. So that's another pocket that's at the top from your envelopes. Just put that back in here. And then we have another page, again, that flips up. Actually, this one doesn't, because your flips are on the other side of this one. So here's another one that flips up. And then our back. So it's so simple to make, and such a great, it's a great kids craft. It's a great gift if you have like some, a summer vacation and you want to give the people that you're on vacation with a cute little present at the end that shows some photographs. This is just a great, adorable way to do it. And very easy. So don't be intimidated by it, beginners. It's super easy to do. So to get started, I kind of have mine in pieces already, but if you've pre-ordered the kit, which I know we've sold a bunch, so if you have pre-ordered it, you would have gotten directions in yours. These are really just kind of standard, how to go over it, how to kind of lay out your book, excuse me, but pretty simple. And on the back side, this is a larger envelope, but I just kind of tailored these to the sizes that we're using. But it's very simple. So any envelope that you want to use, you're going to score it anywhere from 1.5 to 2 inches, depending on how wide you want your binder part to be. And then you're going to, on the back, trim down your flap so that you can use it as a flip up to create your pages. So this is also on our Facebook page. If you don't belong to our Scrap That Classes group, you can go ahead and join that on the Facebook page, and you can download these directions and then just tailor them for whatever size envelope that you choose to use. And again, it can be any size that you want. It's the same basic layout directions. So you want to take your envelopes, whatever size, and these are the small A2 ones that we're using. And I've pre-scored mine already. So you want to score yours. For this project, we did it 1.5 inches. I've done them up to 2 inches, depending on how long your envelope is and how wide you want your binder to be. You can also add, if you'd like, a chipboard or a cardboard piece the same size if you want to make your binder, your side, a little bit sturdier. We're not doing that with this one, but certainly can do that with others if you'd like. So you're gonna go ahead and score for this project 1.5 inches, always from the left side and on the front of the envelope. So here's the back with the flap, and we've scored so that your book will flip like this. And then, so I've already done mine. Here, in this kit, you get 5 envelopes. So I've already scored mine, and then I'm just gonna grab a pair of scissors and show you what you wanna do next to set up all of your flips. No matter which way you're gonna flip them, you're gonna cut them. Whether you're gonna tuck them in to make a pocket or whether you're gonna use them to flip a page up and down, you need to go ahead and on that score line, put a slice right here to separate this little part from what's the binder part to what's gonna be the flap part. So that I didn't do yet. So you're gonna take your envelope for all of them. Let me move this out of the way. And we are gonna slice, now mine have these sticky parts, so they're self-adhesive. You're gonna just slice down that little spot, right? And no matter what you decide to do with this piece, if you're gonna use it as a flip or as a pocket, because you can create a pocket by just slicing that off, this smaller side, you are always gonna take your sticky or, you know, if you have to seal it yourself with some glue, and you're gonna glue that down, because again, this is your binding edge. So that part doesn't need to flip up. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that for all of our flips that we are going, or all of our envelopes that we're gonna use. Very simple. It's such an easy project and it's so adorable, but very easy to put together. So we're gonna go ahead and slice them all and then lay down our little binding edges. And set these aside. And you can do the bones of your book first, and then go back and decorate it, which is the easiest way to do it. So that's what we are gonna do first. Whoop. Once we have all that done, we're gonna go back and then put in the pages that are then gonna be created by the tops. So for that, again, if you've pre-ordered your kit and are crafting along with us, you should have gotten 6 of these 4x4 squares. And if you're using a different size envelope, all you need to do is make a square or whatever size that your base is, so that you're gonna mimic that at the top, what you already have as your envelope. So for this one, I did a 4x4 to mimic the shape, the size that's left at the bottom. Because again, remember, this is not gonna be decorated, this is your binding. And if it makes it easier for you to remember not to decorate this part, or that it's not necessary, you can go ahead, and I'll do that now, put the holes in it so that you're already aware of where you need to be and not to worry about that side, so confuse yourself. So you're gonna go ahead and poke 2 holes, and I'm just gonna do one to start. Whoop. Just do one envelope to start. Hopefully I'm lined up correctly because I can't even see, which is fine. Let's do it this way. All right, so I've gotten my 2 holes. For me, the simplest way to go about doing the next 2 is just to use my own as a guide versus measuring. So I'm just gonna go back in and punch them through the rest of the way. I think I did 2 more, and then I just have to add the other 2. So take this off and add the other 2 pages of our book, or envelopes. And line that up. Perfect, then we can put that away. All right, so now we have our holes already lined up, which kind of makes it easier as a guide to keep yourself in check of where you are. So the next step is to create the extra pockets. And just to do them the same, I'm just gonna use the one that I've done as a guide, just so that I keep this book the same, but you can always do it a little bit different if you'd like. So the first, this is gonna be our cover, and the first flap is going to flap up, so on this one. So what I wanna do to start, and I have my handy glue stick on because hopefully it's sticky, yep. For me, this is the easiest, using a glue stick. You can use whatever adhesive you'd like. I'm gonna pull that off, pull the sticky off before or after, but I'm gonna add my adhesive, and for me, the glue stick I'm using, to right up to the fold line of your flap. So you wanna make sure you don't glue anything here. You just wanna do to the fold line. And I'm gonna take one of my cardstock bases, just my plain 4x4 white cardstock that I've cut out already. And I'm gonna glue that down right to that edge. And that is gonna give me my first flap, and then I'm gonna turn it over, and now I'm gonna use my glue stick and do the same thing. And put the second square on there. Guess I must have some chalk writer on my pad that's coming off. Okay, so we're gonna put that down and line that up. And now we have created one full flap. So this is gonna be our first page right here. And then that's gonna fold down. And then we can use this right here as a pocket. So that's what we're gonna leave open right here. And then our second envelope, so we're gonna set that one aside. And then our second envelope, at least in this book, also is gonna have a flap. So although the back of it is on this side, we're just gonna kind of angle it so that when we're done, it will flap this way. Flap over, so that these two are kind of facing each other. It's a little bit bulky, but it's fine. So now this one, we're gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna pull the adhesive off, and then I'm gonna, using my glue stick, and really when I'm teaching a class, the glue stick is actually just easiest for speed purposes too, but I do love the glue stick. So we're gonna attach that down, and we're gonna flip it over, and we're gonna attach our next page. And these all just act as the base. Now you can also go through, if you would like, and add them to here too. If you want to have a white background on your bottoms so that they're all the same, you can absolutely go through and do that. So this is gonna be page 2. And again, so now we've created these two. Instead of it folding over towards the flap, towards the open pocket, which is the natural way it should go, we are gonna keep it this way so that our 2 pages, the flip ups face each other. So now we have the cover, which we'll go ahead and do. And then we're gonna have our 2 inside first page pockets. So now this is number 2. And in the book that I've already done, number 2 just lays flat. So right now, I know I don't need to do anything on here or on the front of number, so here, I'm not sure if I showed that or not. So for the second one, for the back side of page number 2, just in my book, if you were following along and doing it the same way, I didn't put a flap because remember now the flap is on the inside. So now this one, I could put a white page down if I'd like. I didn't, I don't think it was necessary. And then the same on this one. So we're gonna go back to this. So now we take our page number 3, envelope number 3, which would be this one. And we're gonna create another pocket. So this is envelope number 3. So again, these 2 pages are just gonna be flat. And on this one, in my sample book, I actually just used it as a pocket. So I cut the flap and folded it on the inside. So what you want to do is create a pocket. Again, let me see if I can show it to you better. I just created a pocket using the envelope instead of using the flap for this one. So this one's not going to have a flap, so you can either take the time to cut it and slice it and put it in there, or what you can do is take your scissors, and the easiest way to do it, since we're not going to utilize the top on this one, we're going to slice it off. And we're just going to use this as the natural pocket. And to give ourselves just a little bit more, we can slice this part too, so that our pocket is fully open. So this is where we're going to create just the pocket on this page. So we're going to throw away that. So now we have page 3, so these two, and this one's just going to have the natural pocket. All right, then the next one, so that's this back one. So the next one, the flap is on the opposite side. So now we have what would be our 4th envelope. So we're going to line that up. And this one, we're definitely going to put another page up, right? So we're just going to repeat the same thing. We're going to pull off our tab. We're going to put down some extra adhesive. Then we're going to put down our 4x4 square. Flip it over. Wipe off all that excess glue I just got on there. Then we're going to, again, put some glue down. Put the next square down. Which I did a terrible job lining up, so we're going to start over. We're going to line that up and put that down. All right. See how quick and easy that goes together? Then this one's actually, we're going to fold it over the other way, which is kind of opposite of the natural way that this envelope flap goes. No, maybe I want it this way. I think I want it this way. All right, and then we're going to put that one here. So then the last page that we have to do is our cover, or our back cover, I should say. And you can either put another flap on your back cover or do the same thing and just make it a natural pocket. So on here, I have this, which would be this flip. And then I have the back page to do. And our back page, we're just gonna leave, you can also just put the flap down if you want. So I'm just gonna do that and leave it as a hard covered back with no pockets on the back. So for this one, easy peasy, we're just gonna pull it off and make it a flat page with no pocket. All right, so here we go. We have all of our pages put together. And I think the easiest page to start with clearly is gonna be the cover, and then we're gonna do the back cover. So, excuse me, for our cover, I selected this sunshine and the faces, the sun faces. So if you like that, you can totally do that. If not, you can select whatever pattern, because there's some adorable patterns in here, and you can use whatever one that you want as your cover. So first thing that we're gonna do is, I've already sliced the back half of mine, is we are going to attach this, and you're binding now. So I wanted mine to run the pattern. I wanted the pattern to make sure that it stayed consistent. So I cut my paper to fit the entire envelope. And this is the only one that you're gonna need. The front and the back are the only ones that you will need that have to cover the binding. Because remember, the rest of them will all be tucked in and you won't see them. So this piece of paper, just for these envelopes, this size is 5 3/4, and they're all 4 1/4 high. So we wanna slice ours again at 1 1/2, because that's what our binding is gonna be. So I can either slice it, or I can score it, or whichever is easiest. So I think we can score it, or actually just attach it and leave it like this would be fine. I did the back, I did cut the back, but I think I'm gonna leave the front. So I'm gonna take my glue stick, and I'm gonna glue this all the way down, and then I wanna go back. This, again, the front and the back are the only ones that you're gonna have to punch the holes through again, just for the binding, because the rest will be tucked in and you won't need to cover any of these. So hopefully this is easy and you're all following along. Again, it's just such a cute little book and easy to put together. So I'm going to go ahead and put down my cover paper that I've selected. And I don't have my scoreboard out for lack of space, so I'm just going to kind of fold it along there. And then taking my Crop-A-Dile again from the back side, using my already punched holes, I'm just going to go through and go all the way through the paper that I've just glued down. Perfect. All right, so now I have one continuous pattern, which was what I was looking for. And that is my front. And while I have that out, since I have the paper out, the other side for your back, so I'm going to flip all my envelopes over because I have them in a stack, and do the back. Now this one I did cut, so it's really kind of preferential whichever is easiest for you. So this one I had already pre-cut my my binding side and my cover side. Also remember, using a glue stick, doing wet to wet is usually the best way to do it, and it sticks the best. So I'm going to put glue on both sides of my paper and on my envelope. And then I'm going to glue that down. Super quick and easy, right? And then I'm going to glue down the binding, and then I'll have to do the same thing again and go through and just poke the holes through. So I want to put a little bit of glue on here as well. Excuse me. No fun being under the weather. All right, so we're going to put that down, and then again, here's where it bends. So really it's preferential if you want to have the slice there or if you want to just score it. It's totally up to you. And then before we do anything else, we're going to go back and put our holes back in through this. Just lining it up again as a guide. And then I'm going to go ahead and put my back cover back on the back of my pile so I can keep going. So I will definitely go through and add a little bit of the fun elements while we're putting this together. I will say that I did use this sunshine sticker, and that became a little bit tricky because of the holes and everything else. This is where you want to definitely put a little slice here so that it folds properly. I think I'm going to have to do it right in between the two holes. And you can score it or slice it, whatever's easiest for you. I'm going to score it and hopefully it'll stick. And then just going through this great sheet of all of these things, I picked some words from the bottom, but you can go through and decorate it however you would like. I will just do mine the same just to give you an idea. So from my sticker sheet, I selected my favorite sticker and just place that down. And then the other thing is, don't be afraid to use, adhesives, your pop dots or foam tape or whatever you'd like to give a little bit more height and definition or whatever to your elements. So I'm also going to grab a pink heart from here and using my pop dots, I'm going to put that down. And then I took the blue skies ahead and I can use my foam tape, and our foam tape is about half the height of our pop dots, so it will give a little bit of a variation. So just using some foam tape, we're going to put that down. When using the foam tape, you want to definitely rub the backing. Hopefully you can see that. I'm not sure if you want to rub the backing with your nail just to kind of loosen it. and it makes it a little bit easier to peel it off. So we're gonna put the blue skies ahead down. And then I'm just gonna put the pretty rainbow. That is also just on our simple sticker sheet. And that is our cover. And then we're gonna flip it over and we're gonna start working on the inside. So for this one, on the inside of this one, we've created a pocket using foam tape and our flip up. And then inside of here for journaling and a photo. You can also put a photo right here. So let's get started on that one. So we have our flip up already. Do we? Or did I already do this on the wrong one? I did. Look at that. So we're going to do it a little bit differently because I did it backwards. So this should have been my cover one. So we're going to just do it backwards and we're going to switch these two. We're going to switch these two pockets or pages, their designs, which is not a big deal. So again, I pre-cut all of the little pieces of paper just to make it easier time-wise, because time goes super fast even when you think that it's not. So for here, oh no, I did do it correctly. Okay, I did it. Look at that. All right, they're both here. So on this one, we're gonna take our patterned paper, and I selected the polka dot one, and we're gonna glue that down. So on our flips, so we want one here, right? We want it on all of them. Let me stick this back in so I can show you where we are. So we're just gonna cover all the surfaces, not the bottom one actually. We're gonna flip that over just to create the pocket. So we're gonna start with the first flip, and we're gonna put one of our 4x4s down. And then I've cut the pattern paper also in 4x4, and we're gonna put that down. Here we go. And it doesn't have to be, it can have a border like this, or you can cut it exact, totally preferential. Then you're gonna flip it up, and we're gonna do the same thing on the inside. All right, then for this bottom one, where our pocket is that we're gonna use, we are going to trim this down just a hair, probably about an inch, but for time's sake, I am just gonna kind of do a quick cut rather than get out my paper trimmer. Let's just say it's right about here. And what that's also gonna give us is the backup. So here's the back, right? And we can actually go through this little part and slice this off as well. So here's our pocket. This will be right here. We're gonna glue this down as our little pocket. And sorry, I know I'm rushing, and I would normally double side that, glue both sides. Then I'm gonna put this, flip this over just for a little bit of a change and put it down here. So I'm gonna use the other side of my paper. I don't know why I can't pick it up right now. Having a little difficulty, technical difficulty with my nails. All right, put that down right here. And now we've created one flip, right? And then on the other side, so this is gonna lay flat. And on the other side, I'm gonna do the inside first for this one. Since I know it's gonna be the same pattern and I'm not gonna have a pocket on this side, I just left the, instead of cutting two 4x4 squares, I did a 4x8. And we're just gonna glue that down real quick. All right, now I'm like speed crafting. It's like speed dating, speed crafting. All right, so we're gonna throw that down real quick just to give you guys the idea of how it should lay out. Fold it over, and we're gonna create a little pocket on this one. On the inside of that, we can put, let's show you real quick, you can put another, so it coordinates. I'm just gonna glue down, and you could do this with foam tape or pop dots if you wanna give it a little bit of dimension. I'm just gonna put a little matting in here for a photo. And then on this side, you wanna put down a pocket. We're gonna create another pocket. So I've already cut a little square, and I'm gonna use my foam tape for that to create a pocket. by putting foam tape on 3 out of the 4 sides, leaving one open. So we want to do that real fast because I see my time. Believe it or not, 45 minutes goes so quickly. It's just ticking away. This is like when I watch Top Chef, or no, not Top Chef, Chopped. And I think, how long could it take them to cook something? And then they, you know, it goes so fast. That's how I feel right now. All right, so you're gonna create this little pocket just by putting this down, and we can leave our white as the background, because in this pocket, I've already cut out some tags, and I'll just show you. You can just cut out some tags from the adorable package of stuff that you have, and you can just slide them in there. Punch the holes, put some string in, and now you've created the cover and the first page, and they will lay like this, right? Perfect, right? All right, so the next one is a simple one. I'm gonna show you that. So now we've created this one. You can pull out, let's see, I've already cut that, so I'll throw that in there really fast for you to show you. Here is where this lays. Again, we have our little pull out for a photo or matting or whatever you want to put in there. And then you have your flip up and your journaling tags right here. You can journal on the back of them. And then you're gonna have that. So we've already created 2. I think for time's sake, it might be easier if I show you how to assemble this, just because I don't want to run out of time. Then we can go back in and fill in our rest of our designs. I'm just gonna cut a little piece of string. You can use any kind of twine or ribbon or string or whatever you'd like to put your book together. So you're just gonna fish it through. I'm gonna twist it up and fish it through. I have mine folded in half so I can pull it through easy. You're gonna line them all up in the order that you want your flaps to be, or however you want it to be. And then for this one, I'm just gonna go back through the same way so that my little loop comes back out on the front. Okay. And again, you can put paper on your bindings if you want to. For time's sake, I didn't, and also they get hidden. So it just depends on how intricate you want it to be. So I've got my loop already done. You can tie it in a bow or however you would like. I'm just gonna pull that through. Slip this underneath. And just tie it, and then I can tie it in a bow. I left mine loose for just demonstration purposes, so we can put it back. You can see how the rest of it goes together, super loose. So I can go back and tie it. But so now, see how quick that came together? So we have the 2 flaps already done, one with the created pocket. Then we're gonna flip that over. And in our next pages on our book, we have about 10 minutes left. So the next ones are just the flat ones, and I wanna show you how we created a second flip out this way on this one. Let's see, so on this one, I used this patterned paper. I'm just gonna paper clip these together for the moment. Maybe that'll help a little bit. Since I've assembled it, it gets a little bit more difficult. So we're gonna cover this with our glue stick again, or whatever adhesive works best for you. And then we are gonna cover the flap because we're not gonna put the pocket there. And then we're gonna put the same paper on the other side. And then using 2 of the squares from our kit, from the pages of our kit, we are going to make another page. So what we want to do is, I've already scored these just a tiny bit on the edge where we're going to put our tape, and then we're going to glue them together. And you can pick any of the patterns that you want, any of the journaling blocks or squares that come in your kit, and you can have it say whatever you'd like. So we're going to line them up and create another page. And then just using our adhesive right on the edge where I've already scored it, we're going to put down a little bit of adhesive. Again, use your nail, just rub that down real fast. The tear tape is simple and easy to use. Sometimes it just takes a little to get the backing off. And then on the outer edge, on the right side, you're just going to glue down just the edge, and that gives you one more flip out in your, another little flip out in your book. Okay, and then moving right along, so we're moving pretty quick. I guess I probably should have done this a little bit tighter, because it makes it a little bit more difficult now for me. Just gonna tie a quick knot. All right. Look how quick, we only have 2 pages left. We're pretty quick on this. So our next one, take that out of here. The next one, we've just made 1 pocket and 1 flat page again. So for this one, I picked this flower pattern, which I thought was really pretty. And we are just going to put our 4x4 on one side. And then same as we did before, I cut it so that it would just fit above and below the pocket that's already there from your envelope. So we're just going to put down our flowers. And again, you can use it in any way you want, any of the pattern paper. There's so many cute ones in here. All right, and then we're going to make our pocket right here. Just by gluing down. I've already pre-cut it just time-wise, because time's seriously flying by. So much fun crafting, but it just seems to fly by. All right, so we're gonna glue down our flowers here. And then just like we did in the first one, you can either glue down the pattern, excuse me, the same, or you can do the opposite side. I don't know why I can't pick things up. Or you can do the opposite side. I'm gonna do mine the same and line them up. And then I've cut a piece of the same pattern. I've used the back side of it just to create a little mat, so I can glue that down here. And again, I could do that with pop dots or whatever I wanted to. Just for time, I'm just gonna use the glue and put down a little mat. And then you can see in the example one, I went back in and put down some cute little embellishments just to make it prettier. But here we go. So now we have our little summer bucket list, and that can go right here. Another little pretty pocket pull out. So we have our flips, we have our tags, we have another page that we've already created, and then we have another pocket. And then here's our final one. And let's see if I can quick get that one knocked out, but I'll show it to you. So our last page is just another flip up and then a solid page. So again, on here, we're just gonna take our paper, and mine's already pre-cut, and quick put that down. So on this one, let's see, I'm gonna just put down this real quick. Sorry, my gluing is like, you know, hurry, hurry, not really meant to stay at this point. All right, so there's a quick gluing there, and then we're gonna glue here, and you can leave this so it's open a little bit, or you can just glue it flat, which I'm gonna just glue it flat and put this down right here. And then here's our back cover, which is already done. And then we're gonna glue the final piece right here, making sure I kind of go in the same pattern. My stripes are going the same way. All right. And then on the front, I did actually do a little bit of a different pattern. I put these really pretty floral paper that's on the back of your sunglasses, and I used that. So we're gonna do that real fast. Put that down. I know I'm like Julia Child of the crafting. Hurry up, throw everything together. But I promise you, it's adorable and comes out beautiful. So now we've literally assembled the whole thing in that quick amount of time. You've gotten your whole book together. Super fast, super easy. And then you can just go back and decorate it. Pockets, flips, and then you can just go back and fill it in. And so again, in your kit, and we do still have some available online if you want to buy them as a kit, or you can take any of our kits and create one yourself using any of the paper. But just here's the finished product of the one that I've already decorated, just to run through it again with you. So super easy binding, about 1.5 inches on any envelope that you want to do, 1.5 inches to 2 inches, depending on the size of your envelope. The bigger the envelope, the wider the binding should be. And then you're going to just trim your paper. Make sure that you have papers that are the same size as the base of the envelope. And using the flap of your envelope, you're just going to create additional pages. So we have all of that. And then again, we have our tags. And just using what you have in your stash, twine or ribbon or whatever, you can put all these journaling tags that can have photos or memories or whatever you want to journal on them. Even this one, I used a chalk writer, went around and made it a little bit prettier. And again, here you go, you just flip up. And then using the pocket that already exists from the envelope, on this one you can see, I've just used the 4x6, which is now stuck in here, 4x6 card. I glued 2 together, and using some of from our stickers, the binding from our stickers, or the banner edge from our stickers, and created a little tag for it, little tab. So that's going to slide back into our pocket. And that's simply created by not fully gluing down the page that's in front of the open envelope flap. And then again, here using our squares, picking 2, I just created another fold out. And then going back in with our stickers and decorating. So super easy, super fun, great way to use a kit that you might have in your stash. And then again, using the natural pocket of the envelope, going through and just leaving it and creating your own pocket for anything that you want to stick in there. And then our final page was a flap, and using from our sticker sheet also, creating with the little binding tabs, just creating a little edge, which now I don't even see where they are. Oh, here they are. So just using these little stickers, creating a binding edge and a tab to hold it and flip it up. And then adding some of the sticker words. And then again, don't forget to decorate the back of your book, you know, so the back looks just as pretty as the front. So that's it. Hopefully you guys loved this. Again, super easy, great craft for kids or a birthday party, or just as a gift for teachers coming up at the end of the year. Super easy way to make your class or your kids' teachers or the whole class a book. Everyone gets an envelope and they can make their own page, and then you can assemble it for them. So many fun ways and ideas that you could use this and put together something great. So again, if you go on our website or on our Facebook page, you can download these directions at the Scrap That NJ Facebook page under, you'd have to belong to our Scrap That classes. And again, the sale for today, and it runs through the 11th of June, is buy 3 kits, get 1 free. So you don't want to miss out at that at scrap-that.myshopify.com. Thank you again for joining me. I know I'm like the speed talker and the speed crafter, but hopefully you learned something, and we'll